I'm going to show you, kind of recap in more layman's terms, how to clinically apply this test. So essentially, when you sequence somebody's microbiome, we talked about like we're getting really deep reads, et cetera. So the microbiome wellness index, this is going to tell you if somebody's in a dysbiotic state or not. So if they're way up here in the green, their microbiome is doing really well. If they're down here, and I'm way oversimplifying this, if they're down here in the red, they're not doing so hot. And so what we're looking for is somebody in a dysbiotic state, and we're trying to see the range on which that exists. If they're in a dysbiotic state, or really regardless of where they sit on this, the next thing I'm going to go and look at is say, okay, what are the important microbes and the important things in this person's microbiome? Then I get to look into to see the primary populations of that microbiome to perhaps start to develop an idea for why they might be in a dysbiotic state. I can also run up here to a sun plot and look at the microbial populations there, the archaea, the bacteriophages, the fungi, etc. And so now I'm starting to develop a little bit of a picture of, are they dysbiotic? And what are the populations of this person's microbiome? And then from there, I'm trying to understand how diverse is their microbiome, because that's going to tell me how well they can take an insult. And that's going to indicate to me also how well they're going to adapt to treatments that I give this person. Then I'm going to go to resilience. So now what this is telling me about this person is how well are they going to move, change and shift their microbiome. So if they're up here and they're deep in the red and they have really high resilience, what does that mean? That means it's going to be really challenging to shift that person up to green. It doesn't mean it's impossible, just challenging, because their resilience is essentially trying to drag them back into the red. Same thing with somebody who's way up here in the green. If they have a high resilience, it's a really good thing. If they're already performing really well and they have a high resilience, that's exactly what we want. We want high resilience and a really healthy microbiome. And then from there, it's going to start to, so that's kind of the big overarching concept. Are they dysbiotic? What are the populations? And how can I move this person? How easy is it going to be to move this person? Then I'm starting to get down into more the clinical perspectives of what do I have to do to get this person to shift, either to optimize or to get out of this not so healthy microbiome. And that's when I'm starting to go into the archaeome and trying to understand that, the microbiome, to understand the impact of molds on this person. And so that's how we're looking at this, is you can kind of take the high level stuff and then really start to refine that and get into probiotics, pathogens, parasites, etc. So this is kind of the details of that high level picture. And then we're getting into the protocols. So the protocols, we develop out protocols for you. Obviously, as a clinician, you can do whatever you want. And we have some more things here, like how they're digesting, creating nutrients, the integrity of their, just further things that are going to build that picture. But then we get into protocols, and this is what Alex, I think, will go over in a second, but we develop out protocols that we think are going to be the most likely to shift this person the quickest way possible.